Hello YouTube, welcome to this fine day, and today we are going to have a look at Tom Bombadil in Historic Brawl. This deck aims to win by, playing a bunch of sagas, outvaluing the opponent, and then just hopefully finding a way to actually close the game out. So, our commander, Tom Bombadil, is a 5-color 4/4 legendary creature god bard, and there are two lines of text on this. First, he is indestructible and hexproof as long as you have 4 or more lore counters on sagas you control. So if you have 2 sagas, for example, and both are on chapter 2, this guy is indestructible and hexproof. And then the second one is, whenever the final ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a saga card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Triggers only once each turn. So, what does that mean? He rewards you for playing sagas. A bunch of them. So much, in fact, that we run, 31. So a third of our deck is actually just sagas. The core issue... first and foremost, I think Tom Bombadil has a very powerful effect, right? Like, there are going to be, this guy is going to be indestructible and hexproof quite often, and that just alone makes him really hard to remove. And then the last ability cheats on mana and gives you card advantage. So he is really good. The issue is just that all the sagas, especially in Historic Brawl, don't play well together, right? Where you only have so many sagas printed, right? And then you have like a board wipe saga with Battle of Frost and Fire. You have like these finisher sagas with Kiora, Best the Sea God, and Kami War. And then you have like things like Azusa's Many Journeys that we play just to have a critical mass of sagas and to ramp. But we would rather have multiple copies of things like Birth of Meletis, something that is defensive, gives us card advantage, and so on, right? But we can't really choose what sagas we put into here, but at the same time, this is a pretty nice deck to just cobble together. I believe a bunch of these sagas are commons and uncommons, so you can play a bit better on a budget, but more of that at the end of the video anyways. So, yeah, apart from the sagas, let's talk about the spicy stuff. We have some cards that are specifically here to synergize with sagas. Satsuki, the Living Lore, directly interacts with sagas, putting lore counters on sagas and so on and so forth. This can be used to trigger Tom Bombadil on the opponent's turn, because he can only trigger once per turn, but if you have a saga on the second to last chapter, you activate Satsuki in the opponent's turn, now you can trigger Tom Bombadil basically twice per turn cycle instead of only once. Goldberry, River's Daughter, fulfills a very similar role in this kind of deck, as well as Staff of Completion. Calyx is also just a really nice value engine. If you attack with Calyx, you can just copy a saga if he gets to connect, and he does grow pretty large. Glissa also removes sagas, so we have a bunch of things that directly interact with our sagas. Obviously, since I'm allergic to losing, we also try to, put some good cards into a deck. Like namely the mana dorks that tap for other colors. This might not look like it, but we mostly need the fixing for the commander, to be honest. Because a lot of these sagas only have one colored pit. So they're quite easy to cast actually. Yeah, Duresses, Mind Spike, cheap interaction, mostly 1 CMC, just to, stay alive and do our cool thing. Apart from that, I don't think there is much more to talk about here, apart from this is a very, this is a very open-ended deck. It will take ages, maybe never, to be refined, so it's basically do your own thing, have your own adventures, tell your own story, alright? Yeah. Oh, 2 more cards I wanted to talk about. Dance of the Mans, really cool, brings back all the sagas into play, and then all will be won and displays a kitten Well, those are 2 additional, not only 1 additional card to talk about. But Displace the Kitten, resetting the sagas, very cool. And then All Will Be One gains more and more count. Like, your sagas gain counters, so you consistently shoot things with All Will Be One. And that is one of the win conditions we have in the deck, actually. Yeah, and then, you know, there is this one card, the new card, the One Ring. The card is great. Like, this card is actually insane. This draws an incredible amount of cards, and by the time you have lost 6 life from this, you already drew 10 cards. And the protection from everything often just saves you a lot of life as well, right? So, yeah, this is an amazing card. If you just care about card quantity, or like this deck, you just need to keep the cards flowing, otherwise you run out of gas. So you want these draw engines, and the One Ring is perfect here. Anyways, this was a bit all over the place. Gotta practice a bit more with the intros. Haven't done that in quite some time, over a month now. But anyways, hope you enjoy the deck, and if you do, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and join the Discord. Discord is great. I'm very active there, always, even if I don't upload. Cool decks everywhere. Discord is good. Let's play some Tom Bombadil in Historic Brawl. Enjoy. We are ready to play against Muldrotha the Gravetide. And we have some sagas that exile exile the graveyard, which is pretty great. I think we're going to lead on like Avacyn's Pilgrim into Duress Fall. I'm not sure if we're supposed to do that. Maybe delay this one turn. Maybe we just start with the Duress anyways. But I think I just want to be open to whatever we draw. Currently we cannot cast our commander, by the way. We need to draw something that's blue or red. Duress. I don't think... Ashok we don't care about, right? Stasis Field we don't care about, it's just between Mindstone and Binding of the Old Gods. Eventually I care way more about this Binding, and this is going to go into the distance, so yeah, let's take that. Okay, Medomai's Prophecy is actually pretty good here, because we get to green, right, yeah. We get to play these 2 sagas, hopefully scry into blue source. How does this... Choose a card name, yeah, okay, okay. Don't care about Curse of Silence, to be honest. I don't think we care about that. So now we are playing Fall of the Imposter. Hopefully they do not find the land for the Ravis Chupacabra. That's the one important thing here for us. They did find a land, but not the non-top one. Great. So now what we get to do is play Underground River, right?
I am your greatest fear.
Oh, true, they get to mill us. Well, isn't that unfortunate? Choose a card name. Do we just name Phyrexian Scriptures? I would love to name Tom Bombadil here, but we do not have the mana to do that. I think I like naming Phyrexian Scriptures and then just go ahead and just get that card out of the way for value. So we draw 2 cards from Medomai's Prophecy. I really wish that we had like the blue source here. Really cool. But well. So do they exile? Do they stop searching? They decide to stop search abilities. Let's cash in our 2 cards. 3 cards actually. No land! That is unfortunate. And this really disincentivizes them from... Oh yeah, they get rid of Enchantress's present. That's pretty good. Oh, they don't. Very interesting. This destroys all non-artifact creatures. They should use this now, really. To prevent me from drawing. Oh well. I think we want to go Fable Sanctum Weaver, just be mana efficient and draw cards. But you should really exile this Enchantress's presence. Yeah, okay. Nice, nice. Now the real question is, do we just go with a Sanctum Weaver or do we just go with a Explorer? I really like the Sanctum Weaver here. If they want to stasis field that is perfectly fine in my opinion, because then they don't get to deploy their commander. I don't think they have time to do all that fun stuff. Okay. Okay, they decide to mill themselves, exile our graveyard. Sure. Oh wow, can we Dance of the Mans? I think we can do some really nasty stuff here. Yeah, so the idea here was... I also should have floated... So I should have held full control, right? And then see what we draw from Fable first, while this trigger is still on the stack. The reason why they concede is because we exile the Ravens, right? And they're ashamed that they didn't see that line. But anyways, so we see what we discard. We were discarding Inventive Iteration and the Bath Song, and then X equals 4 on Dance of the Mans, bringing those two back, bouncing Muldrotha to their hand, and then also getting the Phyrexian Scriptures back, right? And then forcing them to not play the commander next turn, otherwise it just gets wiped. Yeah, that was a really nasty play. GG. We are ready to play against Simone and Dina. Okay. Yes. Yes, turn 2 Cold Steel Heart, turn 3 Enchantress's Presence. Just draw a bunch of cards. Like, as long as you're drawing cards, you're happy in this deck. And notice how we won the last game without casting Tom Bombadil. That is not going to be too uncommon in this kind of deck. What do we need? We have everything except white. Yeah, so let's name white on this Cold Steel Heart. Beautiful. It is way too early to play Showdown for Skulls. Maybe we want to play Showdown for Skulls now. Like, they're 100% taking Enchantress's Presence. At least that's what I would do if I were in their spot. Fall of the Imposter is pretty good at, like, keeping their commander at bay. We could just Showdown, but then we don't get too much value. The other option is just playing Fall of the Imposter, and then that way force them to not commit into this. And then we play Behold the Unspeakable. I like it. We have a bunch of value. So we just run this out preemptively to delay this exile a creature with the greatest power amongst creatures target opponent controls. So that is going to be really annoying for them eventually. Well, not anymore. Now they have something to sacrifice here. That they don't mind sacrificing. Oh well. Submit. I think we want to just Behold. Yep. And we do this just for the draw and eventually get a big beater in. And specifically that beater will grow larger and larger with the Showdown of the Skulls segment 3rd chapter. Let's see, I would love to draw something like a Swords to Plowshares in this spot. I believe I should be... Yeah, I shouldn't automatically order triggered abilities. Yep. Nope. Stomper. Otherwise we could have... Well, yeah, it didn't matter anyways. But... So let's... Oh, we only have one black source. Damn it. Okay, let's commit to this board. This to the board. I very much assume that the opponent will kill this, and honestly we're somewhat fine if they do. But obviously if Tom Bombadil sticks around, we are in great shape as... Oh! Yep. We're going to be in great shape because Tom Bombadil is going to immediately trigger putting something into play. Sadly, we have Kiora Best Seagulls in hand, one of the best cards to put into play with a Tom Bombadil trigger. Arguably the best card. Okay, let's click the goal. How much? Yeah, we can probably just pass until end step here. Okay, let's see. Like, they still very much could have removal in this spot. But if they don't, it's great. Like, I really hope they just play a cheap creature in this spot. At least they're thinking. Oh! It happened. People, it happened. Nice. Last chapter triggers. Tom Bombadil triggers. White King the Trolls. Oh my god. We can't just take them off of blue here. Let's showdown first to just hit a land drop. I don't think we need to go for the Cetacean Champion. Do we just Fable and some Thoughtseize? I like that. Swing in for 4. And I would like to get some kind of a proliferation effect going. Well, oh no. No. Oh no. This, by the way, just shuts down our whole deck completely. And it is not even close because our sagas are now standing still. The One Ring also doesn't work. Kiora Best Sea God doesn't work. Nothing works. Life is Pain. I very much assume that we still just play land, One Ring, give ourselves protection from everything. Like, we could just activate this One Ring here, but it just doesn't do anything. So let's pressure them in the air. Let's see. Nothing should happen, right? Yeah, okay. Was just checking. So now let's Thoughtseize. What do you have in hand, opponent? It's like a swan song, that's totally fine. We would honestly prefer if they swan song this. Like just... Ah, it's a spell pierce. Let's take the Cruelty of Gix in this spot. What can they Balagate? The Cruelty, obviously. But that is... Like if we take Balagate, they just have the Cruelty. So let's take it like this. Cetacean Champion. And if they, like... Oh, this is so insane. We need an answer to this Warnclex, really. Proliferation doesn't do it. Arcane Signature. At least we can just play Sagas, right? Okay. They're gonna draw a ton of cards here, honestly. Oh my god. So at least we get to like play Kiora Best as Sea God. We don't get to put a counter on the testing champion, and we don't get to create a Kraken. But we at least get to draw a card. Randomly hosted by a Vortex. They give us the GG.
I require servants.
Yeah, that should do it. Nice. Well done, opponent. We are ready to play against Tovolar, Dire Overlord. A 1 mana dog, you say? 1 mana dog. Sure, that is pretty hard to pass up, even if it's entering on turn 2. Hello, opponent. We could go ahead and just Birth of Meletis on turn 2 over the Lighted Halfling. I think we want to get the ramp out early. Okay. Ooh, that is very nice, actually. So we can Birth of Meletis, grab a Lanes. I think we can't afford. Like, we let them draw a card, but I think the play here is way too good, right? So Birth of Meletis, grab a Plains, and Satsuki the Living Lore. And that way we can block the Hinterland Logger now. They get to draw 1 card again with the Tovolar. If they swing with both trying to activate Tovolar, we 100... Oh no, wait, that is the flip side. My bad. Lightning Strike, sure, that is completely fine. Do we want to return this to our hand? No. We definitely don't, because our curve is going to be Tom Bombadil into Kamiwa. So our worry is if they have like a fight spell now. Black, white, blue, red. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, let's just play Tom Bombadil. We're not gonna block anything because Tovolar will transform here, and then they can just pump whatever we block. And if this, like, if it goes to our turn, we are honestly in a really good spot thanks to the Kamiwa exiling something from the opponent, return things to hand. So we just cash in this wall for... Yeah. We cash this wall in for 4 life. We just need to survive. We're gonna get another 2 with when this Birth of Meletis triggers. Ooh. Still only for 4 life. So now they also have trample. Very nice. And let's see what we get here, right? I think we just need to, like, even though it's their commander and it does give them some value, like, if we exile this, I think we just need to go ahead and get rid of the Tovolar here. Oh wow. Hello? Oh, okay. Oh, I don't get to float this delighted halfling, huh? Well, isn't that a delight? Because I really would have wanted to... Aww. I should have held full control. That is like the worst outcome possible. By far. At least we get to flip everything back here. So this battle of... Oh my god. This is pain. This is pain. Let's see. So yeah, as boring as it is, always make a stop at your main phase if you have a Tom Bombadil out. So that would be right here, because then you can respond to the Saga ATB trigger that Tom Bombadil puts into play. You live and you learn. Obviously, if we just draw any untapped land, I believe blue, red, black, yeah. If we just draw any untapped land here, we get to play Kamiwo anyways, but man, we would have been in a much better spot if we got to play Kamiwo over these other two sagas. The cool thing is, if we just hit, like, we just want to flood out, and then after playing the Kamiwo, we just want to dance off the man's everything back. I believe we still care mostly about this Tovolar, right? Yeah, we can still put a land on top here. Scry, don't care, don't care. Yeah, we just need lands. So we attack with a Berserker. Draw this beautiful land. And Kamiwo. Exiling Tovolar. And if they have a protection for Tovolar, we're probably dead. Oh well, shouldn't talk. And that is lethal for them. Nice. Because they can either... Okay, I was going to say, they can just activate Den of the Bunker. Yep. And that was the tale of the Battle of Frost and Fire, or how we lost the game to our own deck. Anyways, GG. We are ready to play against Elrond, Master of Healing. Yes. Yes, this is so much yes, guys. You don't even know how much yes this hand is. This is amazing. Will they concede, though? That's the question. Oh, that's even better, right? Oh my god. Look at this. We're basically killing at this point, right? Delighted Halfling, sure. I believe we just want to deploy the first Iroan games. We do that. Let's just lead on Curse of Silence. So let's name their commander first and then start reading what it actually does. Yeah. Okay. So first our own games. Cold Steel Heart, probably on black if I had to guess. And pass the turn. So against, just like, if they, I very much assume they have counter magic here. Against counter magic, what you want to do is, like, you just don't play into it and force them to tax their own mana consistently. And then if they're tapping out, then you can play play commander, or you know, in a lot of other cases, just try to cast the commander twice each turn. So they go for the plus ability, which I really respect. We just slap down the Tom Bombadil. Oh, I missequenced that, right. That could have had one more damage here. On the Ren. I didn't count my mana properly, but I could have led on Shadow of the Skulls, then had one more mana from the Sanctum Weaver. But anyways, let's swords the Plowshares, the Delighted Halfling. You get to swing in at Ren 7.
We will give you one chance.
And then just waking the trolls. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. I believe there's currently not much that they can do here. They 0. How many lands do they have in hand? That's a lot of lands. 4 lands in hand. Sorry, opponent. Well, waking the trolls not looking too hot there. Ah, yes, we learn from our mistakes. Okay, didn't matter. Opponent concedes. GG. We are ready to play against Atraxa Grand Unifier. And this doesn't really do anything, it's pretty slow. Love to have like some form of Sanctum Weaver, for example. Oh, let's keep this. We did an untapped land to make this hand decent. But, well. Right on time, we are good at magic. Let's go. A removal spell would be really unfortunate, but is to be expected. Signature. So how does this Follow the Imposter line up with whatever is about to happen in the future? Let's have a quick think. We play Imposter now. They play land. They play another. If they have one more ramp piece, then they cannot play Atraxa on curve, thanks to this fall. That's kind of rough. I think though that we might want to play Azusa's Many Journeys. Play an additional land. We play this on white. So we search for that additional land to make that land drop. And then we Inquisition. And this is a really neat line where now, well, Reverse Rebuke is gonna be annoying then. But this line sets up Tom Bombadil being indestructible and Hexproof next turn. Where both of these tick up. And we also got their interaction out of the way. Except Reverse Rebuke. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's just... Oh, sorry for that. Tom Bombadil, Medomai's Prophecy, Scry, force the Reverse Rebuke out of their hand. I believe we want to hold 2 lands on top. Yep, nice. I would be extremely surprised if the opponent does not play the Reverse Rebuke here. We can just rebuild, but it is going to be a bit slow. Time Warp into Reverse Rebuke? Okay. Sure. So there... Was that the... That was actually in their deck. So whatever this is still a card from Key to the Archive. You can check the set symbol here, by the way. Okay, let's think. We can go Azusa's. Yeah, so green. Yeah, so Azusa's Many Journeys may play an additional land this turn. Then white. Birth of Meletis. Search for the plains. And then play the additional land, Sanctum Weaver. Your go, opponent. And now we have the same scenario again where we set up for an indestructible Tom Bombadil here. Oh, they're going for approach. Just win with that. Yeah, that's gonna be very good against us. So how do we kill them quickly? Is there a way for us to mill them? Yes, probably. I'm just trying to evaluate. This is of any one color, correct? So I still need to. Yeah, we can do blue then. Yeah, okay. Medomai's Prophecy, Sanctum Weaver on blue. Do we want any of these? Yeah, sure, let's keep this on top. Blue, Tom Bombadil, Goldberry. And let's go. Put a stop here. They play attracts a Grand Unifier. Oh, I should have bottomed this then, yeah, true. So the idea is that they just grab the approach of the Second Sun again. So now we need to find Thoughtseize, Inquisition of Kozilek. No, Thoughtseize, Duress, or Mind Spike exactly. Otherwise we are very toast. Okay, choose a card name. Doesn't really matter, right? What are we most likely gonna play next? I feel like it's going to be the... No, we're gonna play this turn to discard a whole hand. So it's none of the cards we have in hand currently, because we are gonna discard all of them to the Elder Dragon War in order to find the Thoughtseize. So you are already dead. So what chapter is this on? Oh, let's float right here. Tom Bombadil. Yep, they sacrifice something. Gain 2 life. Discard any number of cards. We're going to discard our whole hand. So now we want to leave just, whoops, blue Bath Song, discard, draw. I'll draw this card. Oh no! Oh no, I didn't trade to my outs. That is so painful. That is so painful. Could we have... I don't think, yeah, there was no way for us to do this, right? Okay. So I guess we're dead. We are dead. Because we have no way of stopping the approach to second sun winning the game here in this spot. Oh well, GG. We are done with the game, so I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did. And that was Tom Bombadil in Historic Brawl. So, first and foremost, I got a lot of requests to build this deck, and a lot of people were excited for Tom Bombadil, and he is going to be the most popular commander of the set, I very much assume. But he is very much in like low power jank territory, just like, no, not just like Go Shintai. It's even slightly worse than Go Shintai. yes, people might agree or disagree here, like of the general power level of Go Shintai, but I think once, like, there are a few crucial cards the opponent has to deal with. You do not have a lot of space for interaction because you need your critical mass of sagas, and all of that leads to a, you know, fairly, I don't mean this in any way, shape or form, like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but this is a very casual deck. This is not going to be a competitive deck, but I think it makes for some fun games and so hopefully some fun content. I know we didn't have the greatest recording today, 1 and 3, but what happens, and I'm usually not the person to delete footage. Yeah, anyways, I feel like cards like the One Ring, if we had drawn them, would have been really nice at some of these games. But you're not going tall enough to go over the tall decks in the format, like Atraxa, right? Atraxa will always go over you. You're like the aggressor in the Atraxa matchup. And you are not fast enough to do that. So like you're in this weird spot where you are going to be very good against a very specific subset of decks, and then you're gonna struggle a lot in other regards. And honestly, you're going to high roll sometimes with this deck. Like sometimes you're just going to line up your sagas perfectly against what the opponent is doing, right? Like, oh, they play their 2 power 5 mana commander, you're gonna Elspeth's Nightmare, and when that ends, they replay the commander again, and then you get the Crowing War going, and just like chain absolutely ridiculous interaction into big, dumb beat sticks like Kiora Best at Sea got it, it's gonna be great. And I mean, that's what you live for. If you want to play this deck and you want to experience those moments, go ahead, craft this deck. But for win rate, I wouldn't do it. Also, just heads up, this is like a day 2 build of the deck, right? This is by no means like optimized. Like, I usually try to really optimize my decks. First, this is a 5-color deck, which are notoriously hard to optimize because you have a lot of cards that you could potentially play. And second of all, yeah, I even forgot again what I wanted to say. Classic me, I guess. If you watch the channel, bear with me. That happens from time to time. Anyways, rares and mythics. These are the rares and mythics if you want to build this deck on a budget. To be fair, on a budget, 5-color doesn't match too well together. I wrote a budget article for MTGA Zone a while back, like half a year ago. And the 5-color list I recommended was Shrines, and it's still gonna be Shrines because all the Shrines are uncommons. And you, like I said in the intro, that this was budget friendly, and it kind of is. It's more of a, oh, you have these sagas, sure, throw them all into one deck kind of budget thing. This is not, hey, how can I get as close as possible to the finalist on a budget? It's more of a, hey, I just have random things lying around. Oh wow, I can just make a Tom Bombadil deck. That kind of budget thing. I feel like it doesn't matter too much what sagas you're playing, and these niche payoff cards are not really that insane as well. Like, you don't need them for the deck to function. What you really want is like the cheap interaction. Like everything at 1 mana I would consider really good for the deck. Like wash away Duration Lightning Spec, right? But those are commons and uncommons. But like, you really want the early interaction to stop the opponent right in their tracks, to give you the time to do your thing. And then you want to keep your hand full with things like Sithis, Cetestian Champion, Enchantress's Presence, the One Ring, right? Those kinds of cards are really great. And then, in terms of sagas, what you're looking for in any given saga is card advantage and interaction, right? Those are the two big things. Speaking of big things, Kamiwa and Kiora Bessis Sea God are great finishers. Waking the Trolls, not so much. Sometimes the opponent just ramps, and then this doesn't really do anything. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this deck. If you did, consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.